survive the flat corners. The degradation is a ghost, but 22 laps of fuel will determine who wins the most. Perry the grid ghost and a stack is fresh off the net. Go Park win trail, breaking the right front tire, ready to strike from within. He's hunting down Gary Wellman, the defending shaving mastermind. Looking to conquer Pocono, champing fuel saving mastermind. Looking to conquer Pocono again and leave the thirsty cars behind. Ruben Phelps is the points leader, staying quick and keeping it clean, while Ryan Jr. Barber, the race boss, brings the aggressive machine. Oh, welcome to Pocono, the three-turn beast, where the slipstream is heavy. 66.5 liters in the cell, there is nowhere to hide. Going 3 wide down the massive straightaway for a high-speed ride. Watch out for the silent assassin, Troy Davidson farming the points, and the thief in the night, Matty Ray stealing the late race joints. Even without his bumpers, the bumper will strike when the chaos appears. Adam the high roller Malone took the pole here last year, while veteran Andy Barber is Huntridge without fear. Praying his PC doesn't Craig the brickwall Rafi is ready to bring the grid to its knees. Jake Tisk in the red flag magnet is always ready to ignite the spark. With Natalie Decker brakes, he's leaving his mark. The American Wild Sean Senior is shocking the field with his pace, while Hanini Tyson Carey wears rubber ducky socks to win the race. Watch out for Tony Raffi, the wall painter down the base, and Nick Burling, the curse of James Pixu laying down the base, and Nick Burling, the gap rumbler, allergic to the restart space. Up in the booth, Kobe Paul and James are calling the shots. The front straight is a monster, 3,700 feet. Fall out of the booth, the pack's draft, and you'll face fuel starvation defeat. Beware the aggress dives into turn 2, don't let the brakes complain. It's an economy sprint to the checker flag, dealing with the triangle's pain. Oh, welcome to Pocono, the three-turn beast, where the slipstream is heavy. 66.5 liters in the cell, there is nowhere to hide. Going 3 wide down the massive straightaway for a high speed pulling off, the tension is soaring high. Keep the banner in the Discord, it's time to settle the score.
Need reliable electrical solutions you can count on? The UES group of companies has got you covered. From electrical installations and repairs through to all your compliance and tagging requirements, United Electrical and United Essential Solutions are here to help. Whether it's commercial electrical projects or home renovations, United Electrical can help make it happen. Need to secure your investment with an automatic gate? We can be there from the start of manufacturing right through to the final installation. We even offer excavation services to reduce the need to employ multiple trades. Need to get your electrical equipment tagged to meet compliance? Our United Essential Solutions team are here to help. Appliance tagging, emergency lighting, switchboard inspections, building compliance? Look no further than United Essential. UES Group is 100% Australian owned and operated. We pride ourselves on our customer service and commitment. Visit uestas.com.au or call 1-300-122-598 to learn more, or find us on Facebook and Instagram.
Here at TWRS, we're always here to help our squad when they need a little push in the right direction. That's just who we are. We're a beautifully diverse group of goofballs dedicated to driving fake race cars as fast as possible. And we continue to push each other to the front using the power of nonsense. We have one of the strongest NASCAR programs on the service, and you can access it all for $24.99 a month. And we just released individual subscriptions for $14.99 a month for each NASCAR vehicle. We also just added a Rallycross program, and our IndyCar program is taking off as well. So come join the weird side. We have speed and cookies. Cookies are not included in some locations.
This is some of the greatest stuff I've ever heard. Ooh.
The tracks you'd forgotten about
are the ones you love.
131 Retro.
These go to 11.
Wake up, or you're gonna be late for school.
This is it! Never stop, never quit. Now's the time. This is it. This is it. This is it. This is it. Twisted envy, clawing hands, all below me from where I stand. Reaching higher, ever still, shape the future to my will. Never stop, never quit. Now's the time. This is it. This is it. This is it.
Good evening, race fans. Welcome back for round 16 of the UES Group OzOvals V8 Supercar Series, brought to you by Inside Lane Productions. Kobe Jordan in behind the cameras and in the everything simulated broadcast booth tonight. We've got myself, Paul Jackson, and joined with James Watson. How you going, James?
I'm going good, Paul. This one's gonna be quite the wild one. Pocono races have always been pretty chaotic. I'll never forget the race a couple seasons ago that Carl ended up pulling out the win in a crazy finish. So I'm really hoping that we're gonna see more of the same here. It's a really cool track. We're well in the morning, so I think this track is going to be even racier than it normally would be with these cars.
Well, yeah, the tricky triangle doesn't disappoint on the racing, and it can go either way, really. Sometimes we have some good green flag race, and sometimes a few cautions. But here at Pocono, 4 kilometers long, 90 laps. And looking at about 35-40 laps, so 2 possibly fuel stops tonight, and very cool air temp and track temp there, 18-19 degrees, so shouldn't be too bad. But the length of this race, it'll get those tyres warmed up quite a bit. And the championship series, so coming in tonight, 3 rounds to go. Ruben Phelps with a healthy lead there, 44 points over Wellman. Troy Davidson out early last week, and that's dropped him back into a tie for third with Simboy's teammates. So Troy Davidson, Kay Donnelly, and even Matty Ray tied for third. Have a look at that. Three-way tie for third. Perry Nastakis in sixth, just knocking on the door there as well, only 5 points behind. Ryan Barber in seventh, Scott McClintock in eighth, Craig Roffey ninth, and Todd Maxfield your top 10. But that's heating up the championship. Everyone wants third place there. Gonna go through the rest of it. So Kim Roffey in 11th there, Jacob Dean 12th, and then followed closely there as well, Tony Roffey and Nicholas Walsh there on 13th, equal, only 1 point behind Jacob Dean as well. Andy Barber there, your top 15, Adam Malone, Barry Neal, Sean Signori, Nigel Patton and Peter Matheson there.
Yeah, Sean is making a heck of a comeback there in the last few weeks with his wins and some great runs. He probably will be in the top 15 and qualify for the Fusion 500 within probably another race or two at the rate he's been going. Well,
if you're living in the past, you can get your official bet guide there for Echo Park, but we are at Pocono tonight. Put some money on Perry Anastakis if you want the good word for Echo Park. Last week at Echo Park, Perry Anastakis, Gary Wellman, Scott McClintock, your top three. But here for Pocono tonight, the odds looking like they're going Wellman's way. Won here last season. Perry Anastakis, Adam Malone, Ruben Phelps, Andy Barber, Matty Ray. Then the dark horses there, Sean Signori and Ryan Barber. The Burling Motor Group, keys to the race. Balancing speed through Pocono's three unique and challenging corners. So each corner a little bit different. First corner, a nice long sort of sweeping one. Then second corner, a very hard left turn. And then the third one, again, a bit of a longer sweeping corner there. But not as much banking as the first corner there on the third corner. So definitely getting those corners worked out tonight will get you the pace.
Key number 2 is preserving tire performance through long green flag racing conditions. Pocono can be kind of sneaky difficult on tires. These corners aren't the easiest to get through. There isn't a whole lot of banking at your disposal, so you're putting a lot of high-speed load into that right front and into that right rear. So it's going to be a draft-heavy race, but if you're too aggressive, your tires are not going to last you for the closing laps.
And executing a fuel strategy and pit timing. Well, Pocono being the one of the longest tracks here on the roster, definitely burns up the fuel out here and getting those shorter fuel runs to laps. So definitely want your pit crew on the job tonight. Everyone tuning in tonight, get your driver picks in the chat for us. Let's see who you think's going to take the win here at Pocono. Rolled over to qualifying now. Craig Roffey there on screen. A little bit foggy out there even.
Yeah, it's making me nostalgic for home with all that fog. Good God.
Well, in the booth, we've got our driver picks, so we'll kick it off with Kobe.
Good evening, gentlemen. Good evening, viewers. I myself have gone with Gary Wellman. It's at the point of the season now. We need to be picking hot favourites, and guaranteed Gary Wellman's going to do everything he can to try and close that gap between himself and Ruben. So I'm looking to see that tonight, and I'm pretty sure I will see that tonight. Over to you, boys. Who do you think?
Well, I'm going to go ahead and pick Craig Roffey, the man we see on screen, as my pick. You know, Craig is always one that's going to be up there in the fray for the win, as long as he doesn't get murdered in some sort of random incident. So I think he has a good chance to outrun the Watson curse here.
Well, some good picks there, and apparently, according to AI, I just pick anyone. So I thought, yeah, well, why not just pick the championship leader? We'll throw that in there. We'll pick Ruben Phelps because my picks are uneducated and don't know who I'm picking. They're wild picks every week, so why not just pick the championship leader? But currently, Giuseppe Maiolo looking pretty quick out there. Kim Roffey and Jacob Dean up there as well with Tony Roffey. So, a few drivers yet to set times, and we've only got about half to go here. So, we'll probably get that board lit up shortly with everyone putting in some times.
Yeah, that's the fortunate thing about Pocono sometimes, is because it's such a long track, it takes a while before we get the times rolling in. But they're rolling in fast now. Maiolo up to the top with the 56.799.
Give it a minute or two, we might get some more times. It's good to see Rick Vincent back on track with us again. Shout out to Rick. Saw that aqua blue car earlier in practice on track, so
yeah, good to see him again. It's been a while since we've seen him out on track. I think since last season, so happy to have the 94 back on track.
yeah, for sure. I'm gonna say I think it was last season maybe, so it has been a while. But a minute to go. We'll go to a quick ad break. We'll come back with our starting grid in just a moment.
Ladies and gentlemen, ready for countdown.
Man, this is some of the greatest stuff I've ever heard. Ooh.
The tracks you'd forgotten about are the ones you love.
131 Retro.
These go to 11.
Okay.
Alrighty, welcome back everyone. Thanks for tuning in tonight for round 16 of the UES Group OzOvals V8 Supercar Series. And I've got a smile on my face. I'm sure he's got one on his face too. Ruben Phelps taking the pole on the Grant Chapman starting grid alongside Giuseppe Maiolo. Craig Roffey and Parinastakis Rogue second row. Jacob Dean and Cade Donnelly on the third row. Kim Roffey and Gary Wellman on the fourth row. And Matty Ray, Peter Matson on the fifth row.
Then we have the triple two of Nicholas Walsh and the 94 Rick Vincent on row 6. Row 7 has the 85 of Tony Roffey and the 05 of Ryan Barber. The 90 Nigel Patton and the 17 of Sean Signore on row 8. Row 9 has the 5 of Andy Barber and the 242 of Colin Bennett. And rounding out the field is Scott McClintock in the 016.
Well, a little bit of a smaller grid tonight here, James. Not quite 20 on the grid.
Yeah, it's definitely a not quite what we've been used to with the participation in the last few weeks, but still a solid grid here, especially for a Pocono race.
Well, 19 cars and a triangle. What could go wrong?
Yeah. Though it is something that we're missing about half of the Sim Boys here.
Did I see Todd Maxfield? I don't think I saw Todd Maxfield.
Or Troy Davidson.
Now, Jake, thanks for jumping into the broadcast chat tonight. And, dropping those picks in there. So Andy and Colin for podiums. That's nice.
Who's Pasquale?
I know a Colin Bennett podium would feed generations.
Oh, don't get Troy Mortensen hyped up. He'll be cutting down the whole field there for everyone.
Let's be real. Morty is always in a perpetual state of hype. You don't have to hype him up. He's already hyped no matter what. Although if we do ever give him mod privileges, we might see a whole nother level of hype.
Yeah, quite possibly. So make our way round Pocono. It's going to be a long pace lap. 4Ks around here. Get some great shots in on those pace laps there as well from Cobes. Pace car is off. We're set to go green. 90 laps of green flag racing here at Pocono. Ruben Phelps taking us away. Giuseppe getting a run on the outside there. Craig Roffey giving Phelps a big push down the straight.
Yeah, practically bump drafting as there's a big move from Gary to jump down to the inside.
Oh yeah, had to hit those brakes too in behind Roffey there. Oh, Giuseppe's in the wall. A little scrape. Not what you want on the first corner of the first lap.
No.
Yeah. This is always my favourite corner, the second corner here, because everyone ends up in the wall at some stage there.
And it's so satisfying when you can nail the tunnel turn, especially since it's not easy to do. The tunnel turn is one of the most difficult corners in NASCAR. It's just so hard to get right, but man, when you actually feel the car grip up for once there, it's such a great feeling.
Oh yeah, and I'm surprised we still got side by side at the moment. We haven't quite thinned out to a single lane yet. There's Craig Roffey on the inside there. Trying to get the run down. Kate Donnelly giving him a push, but he's going to tuck back in behind Gary Wellman to set himself out for the corner. Meanwhile, Phelps is slowly edging away there, building a little bit of a gap there at the front. Got that nice clean air at the front there. Roffey coming in hard on turn 3 there. Going to get up alongside Maiolo. And we're going to
here we go. That didn't take long.
Wellman just backing out of the
Yeah.
throttle and that early. Almost found the front of Donnelly's bumper there.
Yeah, good thing Cade was able to check up in time. Had his teammate practically in his lap.
Well, 3 wide into that turn 1's found Roffey to the lead with Milo in second, Phelps dropping back to third. And there's the old train line there of V8 Supercars shaking down Pocono.
Whoa, Rick Vincent getting very close to the wall, exit the 3. Yeah, it's kind of interesting how this race is already kind of playing out. I imagine a lot of it is from people just trying to take it easy for the most part, because it's kind of looking like a normal stock car race around here for the most part, where you have a long train of pretty much the entire field. You see Phelps was able to complete the pass for the lead. Whoa! And almost got a bump from Craig for good measure. But yeah, typically the move that Ruben just pulled off, you can't really get that to work in an average stock car around here. Your biggest risk is not being able to pull off that pass and just get freight trained to oblivion. And typically when you make that move, you get freight trained because it usually doesn't work. Thankfully, with the little more grip in these cars, Ruben was able to get that pass done. And it's a good thing, because if he didn't, you'd see he'd be going a very long way to the back.
Couldn't help but notice then down the front straight, Maolo actually on the brake in behind Roffey there. So looks like he's just happy to sit back a little bit, maybe save the fuel here for Pocono, but yeah, didn't want to pop out and take a dive into the corner. He's happy to just hit the brake there.
Yeah, and that decision to kind of take it easy for the moment, it's definitely appreciated, given the last couple weeks have been pretty hectic as far as incidents go. So a little more relaxed mindset from the drivers is much appreciated. Now obviously Giuseppe is now going for the race lead and he's gonna get it, but it was a fairly conventional move, nothing too goofy or aggressive so far.
Yeah, he had a really good exit out of turn 3 and had a run to pop out early on Roffey there. And I noticed the same with Rick Vincent in the background. He popped out on Parry and Astakis as well, and he made up that spot as well. So getting those corner exits right, even the entry to get that exit, and
whoa,
get some good
big
runs there.
send from Rick Vincent, and Cade is not giving up. Battle of the blue cars.
As the laps count on here in that tyre wear, it gets harder to get those sends done because you start washing up a little bit in some of these corners.
Meanwhile, you see Signore there a couple spots back, trying to make his way up to the front, already up about 7 spots, biggest mover so far. See him, he was actually, so that's one of the unique things about the tunnel turn since they repaved it, is you can actually kind of run kind of half on the apron, half on the track, and it kind of helps hook the car through the corner. I've used that little trick quite a few times in different cars. Doesn't matter if it's the truck, the next gen, heck, even the Silver Crown. That Whoa, my goodness gracious. Whoa! Into his teammate! Rick giving Craig a bit of a hip check there. Send from oblivion for the 94. Good lord.
Oh, yes. Big sand moment there for Rick Vincent. And meanwhile, Phelps and Giuseppe trying to build a bit of a lead here. Oh, contact! Craig Roffey with a tank slap. Ooh-wee. A bit of a bump gone wrong there and a big tank slap for Roffey, but managed to save that one.
Yeah, I think all the piece is gone. There's going to be pieces.
Oh!
Right as I said that! Nicholas Walsh in the inside wall facing the wrong way. I'm fairly certain he got help.
It looked like Tony Roffey in the background, a little bit wide as well. So we'll check out the 131 Retro Radio replay. See what brought this caution out here. Some sparks flying in front of them. Yeah. A bit hard to tell from that angle, but not too sure.
Yeah, I mean, from that angle, it still didn't seem like there was a whole lot of distance from Walsh to the outside wall. So, at least from that angle, it looked like he was keeping a good line. Yeah, still looks like he's pretty close to the wall there, so...
We'll leave that one for race control after the race, and they can rule on that one. We'll be impartial on that one, James. Looks like Phelps needs a push. Just waiting for the pace car to come around and catch up to everyone. With a long caution here, we'll go to a quick air break. We'll come back with you in just a moment.
Need reliable electrical solutions you can count on? The UES group of companies has got you covered. From electrical installations and repairs through to all your compliance and tagging requirements, United Electrical and United Essential Solutions are here to help. Whether it's commercial electrical projects or home renovations, United Electrical can help make it happen. Need to secure your investment with an automatic gate? We can be there from the start of manufacturing right through to the final installation. We even offer excavation services to reduce the need to employ multiple trades. Need to get your electrical equipment tagged to meet compliance? Our United Essential Solutions team are here to help. Appliance tagging, emergency lighting, switchboard inspections, building compliance? Look no further than United Essential. UES Group is 100% Australian owned and operated. We pride ourselves on our customer service and commitment. Visit uests.com.au or call 1-300-122-598 to learn more. Or find us on Facebook and Instagram.
Ladies and gentlemen, ready for countdown.
Man, this is some of the greatest stuff I've ever heard. Ooh.
The tracks you'd forgotten about are the ones you love.
131 Retro.
These go to 11.
Here at TWRS, we're always here to help our squad when they need a little push in the right direction. That's just who we are. We're a beautifully diverse group of goofballs dedicated to driving fake race cars as fast as possible. And we continue to push each other to the front using the power of nonsense. We have one of the strongest NASCAR programs on the service, and you can access it all for $24.99 a month. And we just released individual subscriptions for $14.99 a month for each NASCAR vehicle. We also just added a rallycross program, and our IndyCar program is taking off as well. So come join the weird side. We have speed and cookies. Cookies are not included in some locations.
Alrighty, we are back. And our first caution struck on lap 9 here at Pocono. Tony Roffey, Nicholas Walsh involved in that one. But, that'll see everyone come down pit road, and looks like even Andy Barber maybe coming down a second time. Right?
Yeah, I can't say the decision to top off is a bad decision here.
Actually, looks like both Barbers in there. So, a little bit of a splash and dash for an extra lap.
Yeah, you never know when this is going to turn into a fuel mileage race. And a track like Pocono, if you're in the draft, you can save quite a bit of fuel just lifting and coasting and just, you know, taking all the speed you're getting from the draft and using that to be off the throttle so much more than those up at the front. So in a situation like that, you never want to be on that strategy thinking, oh, if I just had that little bit of extra fuel, if I just came in and topped off, I'd be able to hit that number.
Well, hopefully the cautions aren't going to breed cautions tonight. There's a long way around Pocono for those caution laps when you're only doing about 90 Ks, 100 Ks. So looks like about 120 looking at the speedo there, but we are set to go green flag again this time round. So Ruben Phelps and Giuseppe Milo still at the front there. Gary Wellman, Rick Vincent moved their way up for this restart. Looking very keen to get the show on the road again. And green flag, run it all the way out there, so a little bit slow on the jump there, and Giuseppe's going to get the run around the outside.
Oh, 3 wide. Colin Bennett with a huge run through the middle, gonna get himself a few spots here.
Bennett for podium, we reckon, so we'll see about that one if Jake called that one for us. So once again, Phelps and Milo are trying to get that early breakaway at the front, but Rick Vincent's going to be sticking with them this time. Going to pull back up on Milo there.
Yeah, Dean trying to... Oh, Colin Bennett hard into the wall. Everyone avoided him. It doesn't look like there's any damage on that.
Oh yeah. And big impact there, but big bold move there for Rick Vincent again, popping out and done the job on Milo and Phelps, and now it's Roffey's turn. Going to get around Phelps as well.
Whoa! You saw Colin Bennett's view of a big move from K to jump down in front of Signore right there, entering the tunnel turn. Meanwhile, it's a rogues gallery up front as Vincent and Craig Roffey able to get to the front, jumping both Phelps and Maiolo there.
Yeah, wasting no time positioning those road cars both at the front now after that restart. Let's see if they can control this race over Phelpsy.
And if you're Phelps and Maiolo, it's probably not the worst thing to just sit in up towards the front, kind of be out of the big pack of chaos that's slowly starting to build back up here, and get a little bit of better fuel mileage.
Meanwhile, Sean Signori looking to make a move, work his way up towards the front as well. Trying to get the pass done on Milo there.
Yeah, you saw Sean all over the curb. You typically don't see cars kind of hook the curb there in turn 3 at Pocono. It usually upsets them and either knocks the car offline or just hooks them right around. So, but the V8s look like they can handle that practically perfectly.
Yeah. He's going to slot in front of Jacob Dean there. He couldn't quite get the job done on Milo in front, but trying to find that exit run out of 3 there, but not quite able to on the corner. So a big push down the straight. Kim Roffey on the outside there of Colin Bennett and Matty Ray as well, further back.
Yeah, Sean in the middle of a Fox 1 sandwich here.
Still can't believe how foggy it is out there. Like, I don't think I've ever seen Pocono this bad. Usually the sun's shining at Pocono and it's a nice day.
Yeah, like I said at the top of the show, this is the kind of fog I'm used to growing up in the Bay Area. Like, this sort of fog is nothing compared to what I grew up dealing with, so it's a bit nostalgic for me. Even if it makes trying to see what's actually going on a bit of a pain.
Yeah, these colder months in the countryside here, for me, it's a bit like this, but much worse. And you only see about a car length in front of you on the road in the mornings. Fog gets quite thick here in the mornings.
And the in-sim date for this session is May 15th of this year, and I can almost guarantee you that this is not what the morning would look like in Pennsylvania in the middle of May. Midwestern weather is weird, but not that weird. I'm not touching that one.
Yep. You said it best there, James.
Meanwhile, there's Matty Ray starting to make his way up through the field in the middle of a rogue battle of his own, trying to get by Kim.
Well, two of those drivers that fall under the Ghost Protocol there, Matty Ray and Harry Anastakis, as they call it. A very interesting one. If you guys at home haven't heard about the OzOvals War Room, so have to jump on and listen to those podcasts. You can find those on Inside Lane Productions as well. Kobe punches those out once Harry Anastakis has got them done for us. Had some good laughs and some good times listening to those while driving along for work as well.
On board with Signore, who's still holding on to P5 right here. A little bit of a gap to Jacob Dean right behind. So now there's Nigel Patton looking to get by Kim Rafi.
Well, the gap's definitely opening up in the background there. So Tony Roffi at the back there with Colin Bennett, Peter Matson, the Barbers and Scott McClintock there. So these boys having a race of their own at the moment. They'll want to get into a single lane and try and catch up on the back of that pack before they get too far gone. Otherwise they'll be doing the caution dance as well.
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out what they're up to. You imagine that they probably got some sort of fuel strategy going on. So I imagine
That's getting real close to the wall there on the exit.
yeah.
Yeah, the old fuel strategy maybe, but if you're going to drop off the field too much, that might come unstuck here.
Yeah, I mean, if you can stretch it enough to where you can eliminate an entire pit stop, then losing the draft to the degree that they are, it's kind of negligible. You know, you're not that far off of the draft, and the time you'll gain from cutting out that pit stop, it's going to be massive. So that's a pretty easy trade-off to make if you're running this strategy. But of course, it's all predicated on if you'll be able to make that work. And still waiting to see on when exactly everyone brings it in for the next round of pit stops here if we continue to stay green.
Well, I think we're about 12 odd laps into this run, so we'll see what we get. I think looking at mileage earlier, from what old man Perry Anastakis calculated, was about 22 laps on green flag racing, so it's a lot shorter than the 35 to 40 that the race predicted.
But the way we're looking, we might not have to worry about green flag pit stops this time around. Oh, Rick going way high in turn one. Ripping the wall. And now Phelps is going to take back the lead. Giuseppe basically said, nope, I want no part of this, and making the business decision to back out.
Well,
You see Sean, look at the run through the center of the tunnel turn. He's going to jump up to second.
I was going to say, when one driver backs out, another one's going to go for that gap and take advantage of that. And that was Sean Signori there, moving himself up a few spots.
Whoa. Craig Raffy getting real close to the wall. Yeah, you see, all of a sudden, the two road cars that were dominating this stint are now starting to fall back. Not sure if it's tires or wanting to adjust their fuel economy here.
On board there with Craig Roffey at the moment, so definitely no saving there. Yeah, it doesn't look like any clutching going on there, so...
Whoa! Big move from Rick Vincent off of the corner, and once again getting a lot closer to Craig than I think either of them wanted. Now here comes Jacob Dean. He's looking to make a move, but will tuck back in line. Whoa, Jacob catching too much of the apron right there in the tunnel turn. Had to make a big save. This nearly calamity is a big move from Raymond to the inside of Donnelly.
And not quite able to get that pass. Slotting in behind Donnelly again. Just when you get a little bit of breathing room, you get a little bit of a gap there, and these nice long straights of Pocono, it closes up pretty quick with that draft, but I've seen you at Pocono before. Sometimes in a bit of a longer run, you can get a break away from the pack with a couple of cars, and Phelps is trying to push that on his own, trying to punch out half a second to Signori at the moment, but not easy to do on your own.
No, got up to 4/10, but now Sean's starting to reel him back in.
Yeah, that's the draft, especially when you got Milo, Roffey, Vincent there all set in a line, pushing each other. So,
well, Matty making the pass on Cade. He had it done, but the problem is that Wellman was directly in front of him, so he couldn't jump back in front of the 41, and now is going to lose the spot once again. You see, that's what I was talking about earlier, how hard it is to make a pass. You can't clear it and get it done. You're going to get freight trained. But he's still plugging away. He's got it done for now. And now he's going to get Wellman. Oh, not quite. Wellman trying to keep the nose. And Gary's going to get there. And now Donnelly and Anastakis are battling with each other. That allows Raymond to keep at it, and he's... Oh, Gary once again trying to stay on the outside, and he will! And now he's got his teammate to help him. Matty Raymond giving the squeeze, and now he's going to get it done. You see Dean with a big move on Vincent.
Yeah. Say maybe, even just maybe a little bit of coasting for those road cars now, just to try and save that extra bit of fuel from running up the front there. So slightly dropping back a little bit there, but I'd say in the next maybe 3 laps or so, we'll probably start seeing those pit stops happen.
Yeah, I wager you're spot on there, Paul. Now you see Perry and Gary side by side. And would you look at that? The fuel savers towards the back, they are right there, caught up to everyone. So I think it's clear that the fuel saving... Whoa! Contact between the road cars! Oh! Rick and Craig Roffey very slow through the tunnel turn.
Found each other earlier in this race as well, and yeah, a little bit more contact between them. So, ooh.
Yeah. Oh. Now,
misjudged that corner. I saw the brakes on Vincent, but yeah, I don't know if too hot into the corner.
I want to take another look at that because I'm not entirely sure. I think someone might have sent it 3 wide on them, and that's what kind of caused that, because it looked like there was a car that dove. Let's see. Oh, yeah! My goodness, Perry! With the run of a century! Scaring the absolute daylights out of his teammates. Good gracious. Scary Perry. Yeah. Anyways, you see, Matty Raymond has made it up into the top 5 now. And here we go, 3 wide once again.
Well, James, instead of doing a parry move, he did a sand move.
Oh, Jacob Dean and Raymond very close to each other on corner exit.
Parry moved up to 4th, and he's looking at a move on Signore at the moment. He's going to send it in there as well and get that done to 3rd.
Yeah, all of a sudden, at the end of this run, Perry on the stock is fastest car on the racetrack by a lot.
How much fuel has he saved? Extra that he can maybe go flat out. But Milo challenging for the lead here on Phelps at the moment.
And there goes Perry picking up another spot. Potentially. Phelps saying not quite.
You do get a nice draft run on the outside, close to that wall here at Pocono as well. So it's always harder to get those passes on the inside in the later runs.
Yeah, you just need such a run to be able to pull off a slide job. Otherwise, it's just not going to work. That's what makes Pocono such a tough track. Giuseppe just did his best lap, so now he's picking up the pace.
Matty Ray moving his way into the top 5.
Yeah, the 2 drivers most known for just biding their time and chilling towards the rear of the field, they're making their way up to the front. Perry just took the lead, and Matty Raymond tried to get up into a podium spot himself.
Oh yeah, it was a really nice pass there for Parry, and got the nose on Milo there, so cut that run off. But Milo's got the run out of 3. He's going to get up alongside Parry and Starks again. And they say red goes faster. Battle of the red cars at the front here.
Yeah, I think I've seen enough to say that is true. Oh, Perry given the command. He's bringing it in this time.
There we go. So roughly about 25 laps there on a run.
Kim Rafi will also follow him in 2 road cars. Oh, the whole team is bringing it in. All the Rafis and Rick Vincent are down on pit road with Anastakis. Colin Bennett, no, little Little too much rear brake. The Colin Bennett podium watch is on life support right now.
Well, I'm sure that big yellow box there is not your pit bay, Colin. So you didn't need to do a big flick spin into that one.
No, we're gonna have a lot of cars bringing it in this lap.
Look at that rogue pit lane at the moment. So
see the rogue. You see the. Oh no! Hang on to
Whoa,
it, Matty Raymond, big sideways. Wow. I have no idea how he held on to that, and no black flag either. As you see, he's on pit road with the Fox 1 cars and a couple others behind.
well, then you see Phelps on the back of Tony Roffey almost. So almost a whole lap there for a pit stop. Phelps has his eyes set on Rogue in front, but gonna need to come down pit road.
Now, the next round of takers already heard Donnelly, Signore, and Phelps. Oh my goodness!
Oh!
Cade Donnelly. I think everyone is going to be really caught off guard and surprised by this, but Cade Donnelly did in fact get a black flag. I know, it was really close. He cut it really close. It was borderline, right on the edge, but it was in fact a black flag this time. Get the air raid siren. I think he also probably got a. I wouldn't be surprised if he got an unsafe pit entry too for taking out the cone, the pit speed cone as well. Wow, that had to be terrifying for Signore and Phelps, especially Phelps. I wasn't sure if they were going to make it out without any contact. Cade doing a great job to at least avoid hitting anything.
Well, maybe we need Larkham to go and see if that pit cone's all right.
And Phelps able to get back in front of the lead, but he might not be holding it for long. Here comes Perry.
Well, even that little extra splash of fuel and running at the back of that pack, the Barbers couldn't quite get that extra lap that Wellman managed to fuel save too. So didn't get the chance to lead a lap here. So Wellman having a big run on the fuel save there as well.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure if they're gonna be in the ballpark of.
Oh,
you see Wellman right there in the fray, exiting pit road.
I was gonna say, I thought of Pocono yet to run it around the inside a lot more, unless they've changed that as well.
Nope. Yeah, believe it or not, it's never actually been that far, or at least it hasn't been since I've been on the service since early 2020. Like the exit cone is right there, kind of just a bit before you actually turn into turn one. You don't have to use the apron, which makes no sense considering practically every other track you have to, even when it's really awkward, like Indianapolis Raceway Park, for example. But nope, you saw that the blue cone was right there before you even really start turning in, so you could just hang a right up into the pack if you wanted to, entering the corner. Definitely a safe pit exit, that.
That's just overrules. See, triangle rules have different rules. very close moment there, I think, with Aristarchus and Phelps getting real close to each other. Craig Roffey going to get the pass done on Phelps there, but Phelps is going to find Matty Ray. So the SRM boys going to link up now. Oof. Well, wall slap there for Nori and Vincent. Gary Wellman's going to pop out and take the run and the pass on Rick Vincent after that little wall rub.
You see, Craig was able to push Anasakis to the lead.
Going to get the pass done as well on Myolo. Move back up into second. So, Rogue having a pretty good run tonight. We've seen Rick Vincent and Craig Roffey at the front. Now we've got Parry Nastakis and Craig Roffey at the front. So, Rogue having a good run there at the front there. And Milo from Fox 1 and Phelps from SRM. All wanting to be at the front of this race.
Meanwhile, I don't think it was that great of a pit stop for Andy. He wasn't able to stay in the draft of Ryan. He's about 2 seconds off of the lead pack here.
Well, second pack did manage to chase down the lead later towards the end of that run. So, we'll see if they can do it again. A bit smaller this time, though, with Andy Barber, Scott McClintock, Peter Matson. Nigel Patton just off the back of that group as well.
Phelps looking just a bit, but tucks back in line. Saw Craig using a lot of apron that time. Well, we are just about at the halfway point, so I think we're gonna go ahead and get ourselves another break in, and we will be back with you shortly.
Need reliable electrical solutions you can count on? The UES group of companies has got you covered. From electrical installations and repairs through to all your compliance and tagging requirements, United Electrical and United Essential Solutions are here to help. Whether it's commercial electrical projects or home renovations, United Electrical can help make it happen. Need to secure your investment with an automatic gate? We can be there from the start of manufacturing right through to the final installation. We even offer excavation services to reduce the need to employ multiple trades. Need to get your electrical equipment tagged to meet compliance? Our United Essential Solutions team are here to help. Appliance tagging, emergency lighting, switchboard inspections, building compliance. Look no further than United Essential. UES Group is 100% Australian owned and operated. We pride ourselves on our customer service and commitment. Visit uestas.com.au or call 1-300-122-598 to learn more. Or find us on Facebook and Instagram.
Here at TWRS, we're always here to help our squad when they need a little push in the right direction. That's just who we are. We're a beautifully diverse group of goofballs dedicated to driving fake race cars as fast as possible. And we continue to push each other to the front using the power of nonsense. We have one of the strongest NASCAR programs on the service, and you can access it all for $24.99 a month. And we just released individual subscriptions for $14.99 a month for each NASCAR vehicle. We also just added a Rallycross program, and our IndyCar program is taking off as well. So come join the weird side. We have speed and cookies. Cookies are not included in some locations.
Ladies and gentlemen, ready for countdown.
Man, this is some of the greatest stuff I've ever heard. Ooh.
The tracks you'd forgotten about are the ones you love.
131 Retro.
These go to 11.
If you love the thrill of racing but hate the risks, then buckle up. Everything Simulated is here to merge adrenaline with absolute safety. In a world where technology meets adrenaline, Everything Simulated is revolutionizing driver training with state-of-the-art simulators. From truck training to the thrill of motorsports, our simulators offer the most realistic experiences across all automotive applications. Gone are the days of endless bookwork and basic drills. Now it's all about hands-on, pulse-pounding action that prepares you for the real deal. Whether you're maneuvering a heavy mining vehicle or racing a high-speed car, our simulators, equipped with cutting-edge technology from leaders like Simrigs and Track Racer, bring every nuance of the drive to life. And talk about making a mark. We're not just building simulators, we're fostering talent. From grassroots motorsports to professional series like the Aussie Outlaw GT3, sponsored by us, Everything Simulated is fueling dreams and careers. Ready to feel the excitement of the racetrack under your fingertips? Connect with us, and let's build your next simulator adventure together. Remember, we support those who support us. Join the Everything Simulated family, and let's race towards the future.
Alrighty, welcome back everyone, and while we're under caution, the pass there from Rick Vincent coming through the field. Looks like it's brought out the next caution of this race. We'll go to the 131 Retro Radio replay and have a look at this one. Right, Rick Vincent is on a bit of a charge coming through. And we're looking at the wrong cars at the moment. We're looking at Tony Rocky there. There's Rick Vincent there. So got the pass on Giuseppe Maiolo there. And a little bit of a move maybe from both cars there, and sent Maiolo around and found Tony Roffey as well in that one. Oh.
Yeah, poor Tony, nowhere to go on that.
Felt so bad they gave him his front bumper back. But that front right wheel looking very damaged.
Yeah, it looks like Giuseppe is trying to stick with the draft of the cars in front, which is understandable. The problem is, though, is that you can't do that when there's a car on your inside. Because where is the car on your inside gonna go? They can't really factor that in. It just doesn't make sense to do that. And we've seen that a few times, and it ends in this way every time. You don't need to try that hard to stay completely in the middle of the draft of the car in front of you when there's cars to your inside. And it would be very convenient if people try to factor that into their mindset, because again, this exact situation has happened multiple times and it ends in this same way. And it might be the race control in me coming out, but there's only so many ways to type up the same thing. The same ruling.
Well, maybe race control might be bringing that big hammer down on everyone soon. If the message doesn't get through and the same mistakes keep happening, maybe the lawmen are coming to town. Might have to start dishing out some hard reality checks, perhaps, James.
Yep.
Thank you. But the saving grace of that one, we're gonna have the little second pack there back on with the main pack, so that's gonna catch up Andy Barber and Scott McClintock and Nigel Patton.
Yeah, when we get back going, we're gonna have 40 laps to go on the dot, so it's gonna be a one-stopper for everyone. But it's gonna be maybe not a splash and go, but you're not gonna be taking a whole lot of fuel here on that final stop, especially with some of the fuel numbers that we've seen. So it depends on how much fuel you're able to save. You might end up saving yourself a whole lot of time on pit road, especially if you decide to not take tires and just focus on the shortest and fastest stop you can have.
Well, the first stop, I think, from Parry and Starks was about 25 laps, and there's a few others that managed to stretch that a couple extra laps there, so it still sort of saw Parry at the front with the early stop. So yeah, don't know with the fuel save or the undercut if it's going to play much here, but being the size of the track. We'll see how that one pans out. But, green once more. Ruben Phelps taking us away. Gary Wellman getting a good start in behind as well. Rick Vincent missing a front bumper still after that incident.
Oh, and they're already rubbing a little bit. You saw some side-by-side contact with Craig and Wellman. And three wide further back.
Kate Donnelly, Kim Roffey, and one of the Barbers in turn one.
I'm thinking the next 40 laps of this race might get pretty silly. A late lunge from Signori to the inside of Matson going through the tunnel turn. As Phelps is trying to run away from everything that's going on behind him. Oh no, that's
one of the Barbers on the wall. I'm not sure what happened there. That looked like maybe a bit of a blackout on Andy. Yeah.
Yeah. Hardware issues.
Blank. Noticed the car cut out there, and then he was sort of up wide and almost stopped, and then in the wall with a bit of a flickering of his car. So.
Yeah, he does the right thing and gets out of the way the best as he can to avoid taking anyone with him. And it brought out the caution, but it looks like everyone was able to survive. So absolutely unfortunate for Andy, but a good job getting through and, keeping it just an isolated incident here. Man, the season from hell continues to continue.
Yeah, definitely good job there by Andy. Yeah, definitely seems to be this season, doesn't it? Like last season, he had such a strong showing and good run, and season's been not the best, but wrapping up this season, that'll be one to forget, and hopefully he can come back stronger, better than ever next season. And here comes the
Interesting.
games. Phelps opting to stay out. Coffee and Wellman diving into pit road there.
Yeah, I gotta be honest, I would have been one of the ones to come down. So, interesting strategy from the SRM cars here. Meanwhile, it would appear that Ryan Barber has read the comment section.
Somehow can drive and type at the same time. Man of many talents.
I know, I can barely... Can you drive and talk at the same time? Well, now you start to wonder what the SRM cars have up their sleeve with staying out here. I get the feeling, with how crazy the moves were on that last restart, I don't think track position is as hard to gain as you would think, but I imagine there's something to be said about staying out of the hornet's nest that we all know is coming.
Well, I'm sure the SRM boys have got something up their sleeve, or hoping for something brewing in behind them.
Well, here we go. 1 to green, and we're going to have, I believe, 36 to go.
Well, still going to need another stop yet. Didn't quite make it to no stop required to finish, but we'll see if we can get another green run stint in.
Very unfortunate camera angle right there.
Oh, I actually thought it wasn't about that. I actually thought you were saying nut to a green flag stint. But SRM front row this time on the restart. Ruben Phelps, Matty Ray going to control this one nicely. Right. Pace car going to be coming off any second. And Phelps getting a good start. Matty Ray as well, Claire. So probably not quite the best jump with Phelps, but still enough to hold on to second there. We'll see what... Go on, Jones.
Said, meanwhile, Dean and McClintock kind of slipped up the racetrack there just a little bit.
We'll see what Ryan Barber's got in store now, because we haven't seen him run up the front tonight. He's sort of been just biding his time, and he's popping out there on looking at a pass on Matty Ray.
Yeah, they're side by side. You see Matty Ray pulling forward a little bit with the momentum off the high side. Junior trying to side draft just a bit, and there's a slide job. Oh, there was an even bigger slide job from Signore right behind. Now here comes Ryan with the move for the lead. Whew.
Almost a bit of a nudge to say I'm coming through there on Phelps as well, who's going to get right in behind. And Signore moving up into third. Nori with a good run out of three as well. Going to get the drive around Phelpsy, and probably not. Ooh, I was going to say not quite alongside Barber, but he is. He's going to get that run, and we're going to see this battle reignite again between Signore and Ryan Barber.
Yeah, we've pretty much seen it every race since Sean's been coming back this season.
Maybe he keeps coming back to race junior.
Honestly, you might be onto something there.
So just looking in the background there, Peter Matson catching up too, but a big move on the inside there. Signore even almost finding the grass too on that apron.
Yeah, I mentioned it earlier. He's the only one that's using that curve there on the inside of turn 3 and using it to perfection. But Ryan with the send to take it back. Oh, he tried to clear, but Sean said no.
Oh, that's contact. Phelpsy running it wide into that corner too, just in case, which is going to give Parry a bit of a look at the inside run.
Yeah, there was literally nothing between those two.
And we'll go for another time round. Oh, big Phelps in the back of Signore. Looks like another bump there from Phelps. Signore just getting a little bit loose there, and parrying Starks up the inside. We're going to go 3 wide in turn 2. Signore going to back out of that one.
Yeah, Sean going way high because of that. Going to lose quite a few spots. Oh, Phelps. Oh, there's a little bit of contact. Phelps into Barber. A huge save from Ryan there.
Anyone would think we're racing for the last 5 laps here.
Yeah, we still have 31 to go. Oh my gracious.
Matson getting the elbows out and Barber finding Donnelly. Donnelly now fighting
Kane
Phelps.
leaning off Phelps. And 3 wide into the tunnel turn. This never ends well, especially when those two are involved. Jacob Dean with a huge run from the outside. He's going to use it to perfection. That's a great move. Oh my God.
Or everyone's just going to see stars from hitting the wall.
And stripes. Get it? Because it was Sean, that one of the ones that hit the wall in front of him. That's a good joke. Shut up.
Not some of your best work.
I have best work?
Well, there's been a few.
Meanwhile, Ryan's got the lead and trying to run away as Perry takes over P2.
Matson out on the inside there, trying to find a way around Phelps at the moment for P3, but not quite able to yet. Junior trying to cut off that draft. Playing guessing games, but Paranastakis and Phelps going to pop out. Going to go 3 wide into 1. Paranastakis just checking up real early into that one.
Absolute business decision from Perry. That was the right business move considering how close they got in front of him.
Maybe see, you're a better sprint car driver than joke maker, I think Jake says. So.
And somehow the sprint car is less terrifying than watching this. Now look at Peter Matson up there in a podium spot.
Junior having another crack for the lead. He's going to get that pass done on Phelps. Plenty of room. Paranastakis trying to get around Sean Signori there and behind as well. Stuck on the outside, getting a big push from Roffey. Phelps answers back again on Barber for the race lead back. A bit of cat and mouse going on here at the front. Oh, contact Paranastakis. Sean Signori.
I have no idea what in the world happened. That was such a quick and violent snap to the right from Sean. I don't know if that was a huge save or Neko. Yeah, that was a huge save. They just kind of caught Sean perfectly on that left rear quarter. But what a save! Oh my goodness.
Well, 1-through-1 retro replay captured that one perfectly for James's viewing pleasure.
I think Sean turned that Stars and Stripes paint into that that Simboys rookie paint that we've seen a few times, the all brown one.
Well, there we go, James. The inside goss there from Andy Barber in the chat, the fuel strat out the window. So it's go hard or go home now for Junior. So there was a bit of a fuel strategy going on there for the Southern Stars boys.
Yeah, that's what I was figuring there early on. Usually when both of these cars are at the back like that, you can pretty well guarantee that they're trying some sort of fuel strat. because we're so accustomed to both of them being up here at the front, exactly where Barber is now.
Well, just wonder if there's anyone back a little bit that might be trying to do a bit of that fuel save now. And Kate Donnelly
Or
coming
doing
down
that.
the road. Right. That's going to be the undercut of the century there. If we see that pay out, that'll be 25 on the dot for fuel. So very quiet, sneaky little pit stop there from Kate Donnelly. See how that one will pay off for him.
Yeah, I don't know. I think unless he can stick in the draft here, I think all the time he's going to lose just being by himself is going to outweigh any potential benefit. Plus, it's going to be more laps on a heavier fuel tank. And yeah, he's going to have fresher tires, but I just don't like that strategy call.
Well, here comes the field. And Kate Donnelly's not even there. So he's...
Yeah, he is already back out on track.
Well, hopefully he hasn't sold himself short of fuel.
Now, with excuse me. With that said, if we get a caution right now, it will be the genius strategy call of the century, because with him still being on the lead lap right now, he can stay out and cycle right up to the front.
Well, we'll see if the mastermind tactic will play off there, but it's a big gap to the pack. Madsen making a big move for the lead.
Yeah.
Right
oh, and he's gonna. Oh my goodness! Peter Madsen getting the wall and almost took Ryan Barber with him. Oh dear.
Yeah, plastic door panels on that car just bouncing off the front of the wall there.
And to continue the Donnelly talking point, if you're paying attention to the gap, you can see he is currently losing time every time they're on the straightaway. See, already losing the 10th here, so it's... I don't know how well it's going to work.
Well, I think these boys will probably still have another 5 or 6 laps at least here before they probably need to start looking at pitting. So we'll see who's next going to make the jump to pit road. Steve Hoppert, good evening to you. Catching all the race action at the end of the race there. Still got 20 to go, but this is when the viewing gets good. All the racing action starts to happen. Got a bit of it going on tonight though. Pocono hasn't disappointed.
No, it hasn't. Oh,
No.
Jacob Dean giving the command.
There we go. So we'll maybe see a couple more laps. 3 wide the front. Roffey Phelps and Barber.
Peter Matson also bringing it on pit road.
Oof.
Boy.
Yeah. Got a 6-car race at the front here.
Oh!
Phelps threading the needle there. Tiniest gap possible between Roffey and Barber. And Sean Signori's got the run now on Junior. Gives him a little bit of a bump on the way through.
Yeah, you're just kind of holding your breath at this point with how they're racing and waiting for all of them to make that final stop. Here we go.
3 wide again.
Phelps backs out of it, and wisely so, but I am terrified because in another 10 laps or so, we're going to see 3 wide going into the tunnel turn, and I don't think any car will be backing out. And I don't think I've ever seen 3 wide into the tunnel turn ever actually work out here.
Usually we'll have someone in the wall, no doubt, running it out wide. It might last for a lap or two, but for another 5 or 10 laps to the finish of the race. I don't know about that, but Junior, a big slide up in front of Roffey. Roffey hooked on his rear bumper there, giving him the push. Just having a look there, Kate Donnelly's actually in front of Jacob Dean. But Peter Matson in front of Donnelly at the moment, so Donnelly's found a couple of cars to link up with.
Whoa! Yeah, it's already kind of shut me up on that strategy. It's already looking better than what I thought it was going to be. The fact that he's still connected with a couple cars that were in the lead draft when they made their pit stops.
Yeah, the length of the track, James, like I sort of figured that, like watching through some of those pit stops.
Oh, Phelps is in.
There we go. Didn't even get a call for that one. Straight off the front.
Yeah, sneaky strategy call. And you can do that and kind of get away with that here at Pocono. Oh, they're leaning on each other. Because you can kind of turn to the inside pretty easily, exiting turn 3, and without necessarily being in the way, so you can kind of get away with those not calling out your pits. But it's just such a hard pit lane to get down because you have very little room from the exit of the corner to the beginning of the pit speed line. You're basically getting on the brakes right now as we see everyone else bringing it in.
wee. And everyone nailing that pit brake. Even Colin Bennett in the background. No flick from him this time.
There we go.
Must have slide into his pit box there for Roffy. Hey, I raced for second because second's better than last.
Alright, now we keep an eye. Where's Phelps, Matson, Donnelly, etc. coming out?
Craig Roffey getting a big run out on everyone else, though. And there's Phelps and Matson.
Wow!
Phelps going to get the pass done on Matson. Oh,
Colin
Bennett
gets the wall.
Here's Tom Brown, Wellman in. Tony Roffey on the way out.
Meanwhile, Craig is all by himself. He's about 2 seconds ahead, if I'm reading the gaps right. Yeah, it looks like it. I wonder if Phelps might have had another issue getting into his box, because that is a pretty big gap. And you see, about just under 3 seconds, I'd say.
Well, I mean, I like being in my box just as much as the next bloke, but...
Man, even I didn't go there. And right now, Craig is even pulling away.
Well, 2 second gap there over Matty Raymond. Junior chasing hard on the back of Matty Raymond as well. A little gap there to Sean Signori and Wellman. So, front five stretched out a bit from each other. Phelps got a 4 second gap there back to Wellman. So, it's an extra spot for Wellman. An extra little handful of points, but we've got 2 races to go after this one. So every point is going to help Wellman to try and close that gap.
Keep an eye on this gaggle. This is some pretty hard racing, and you see Anastakis is in it. Perry pitted with Craig and Matty Ray and company, but he has lost a lot more time in that than Phelps did.
Well, that gap's slowly closing to Roffey out there by himself, so down to 1.6 seconds now. And we've still got 10 laps or so to go. I mean, it's still closing pretty quick, so they're chasing hard on Roffey.
Yeah, coming to 11 this time. And look at that. Signore and Wellman are not that far away from Raymond and Barber. So if they catch up, that's going to be a 4-car train trying to catch up to just 1 car. I have enough knowledge of the draft to know that those odds are not in Craig's favor as far as keeping this all alone advantage.
Well, Junior doing a great job pushing Matty Ray at the moment to close that gap. He was hard on the back of his bumper coming into 2. And just fell off a little bit there, but yeah, great pushing there from Junior to work with Matty Ray to close that gap. And slowly the gap to Phelps and Wellman is closing, but it's going to be a hard ask, that gap there, to try and chase down now. The laps are ticking away.
Yeah, 10 to go now. But they are in draft range. Under a second, it is on.
All Roffy can do is just sit and look in his mirror and watch that gap get smaller and smaller. As here comes Matty Ray. So there you go, under half a second now. Matty Ray getting closer, inch by inch, lap by lap. And then we've got the race for the podium. Who's going to be hungry enough to want that top step? Sean Sonori and Gary Wellman still trying to close that gap to Ryan Barber. Now under 2 seconds.
Yeah, now if you're any one of the 3 here, I'd recommend just trying to stay in line as long as you can to keep Signore and Wellman from joining the party. Just try to keep it a 3-way battle. Wait until at least a couple laps to go to start making your move, because it's already hard enough if you're one of 3 battling for the win. It's going to be even harder if you're one of 5. And they are absolutely not listening to me. What do I know?
Making the move. He wants to lead this race now. And almost looked like Junior wanted to make it 3 wide as well, but trying to go through the middle. Just played that one a bit sensible and stayed on the back there. So anyway, not quite clear yet. He's going to send it in hard, but hard on the brake as well. All right. Going to keep the momentum flowing for Roffy there around the outside. He's going to use that wall draft again.
Surprisingly, those 2 haven't caught on, even with these 3 battling as hard as they are.
Yep, Sean on the comms. Trying to get that push from Wellman, because that time is just stagnant. It's just not going anywhere. The gap's just sitting at 2 seconds.
Even crazier, Phelps and Matson have made more ground on the race leaders than Sean and Gary.
Well, Matty Ray to the front. Junior on the inside with the run. He's got the run into 1. He's gonna clear Matty Ray there. Roffy with a big run. Well, he had the pace almost to pop out there, but he's going to sit in behind Raymond. And that gap is actually growing from these 3 on Signori and Wellman.
Yeah, 3 is better than 2. What can you say, I suppose?
5 to go this time. Four would be better than 3. It's going to be hard for Phelps and Matson to catch Wellman and Signori.
See Matty Ray to the lead, but here comes Ryan around the outside again.
Almost a guaranteed podium for each one of these drivers, so it's just going to be a matter of where do they want to finish, and if there's any moves that
don't end well.
Maybe, yeah. That yeah. Who wants the highest spot on the podium? That's the big question here. Who's going to risk it for the biscuit?
Yeah, Matty Ray is hungry. It's been a while since he's won Nashville last season, trying to break that winless drought. Ryan trying to turn around some horrible luck in his last few races. There's been a few times where he had the win practically all wrapped up until late caution, late crazy scenario cost him the win rather. Same with Craig as well.
Ryan Barber to that inside line again. Looks like he's clear of Roffey. He's probably going to get the job done on Matty Ray too, almost. Got a nice run into one.
Yeah, Matty drifted high. Doesn't look like he'll be able to hold the outside, and he won't. Ryan takes the lead. 3 to go. Ryan defending the inside. And he's getting the shove from Craig. Oh no, Periodistakis has gotten turned, and the caution is out.
Well, 3 to go, and we've got a caution. Not what those 3 wanted at the front. 131 Retro Radio replay here, and I think that was Kate Donnelly alongside Periodistakis. And
yeah, I don't really know how to break that one down.
racing incident.
I think so. It's kind of compared to some of the other incidents, that one doesn't quite jump off of the page, especially since both of them are apologetic about it. I don't know.
We'll leave that one for you a bit later on. We can take another look at that and rule on that one. But, yeah, 3 to go. Ryan Barber, Craig Roffey, Matty Raymond definitely did not want to see yellow in their sights.
Yeah, and now what do you do? Because I imagine they were probably good to go 80 laps. 81 and plus that, I'm not so sure. I wouldn't be surprised if we see some having to come down and take fuel.
Well, Ryan Barber into pit road. And it looks like there's a few coming in, but I think there's a few staying out. Here we go. Wellman and Signori staying out. Peter Matson staying out as well.
Yeah, quite a few staying out. This is gonna be, I don't even know what word to describe it. Because the highest one that pit, I believe, is going to be Craig at 9th. That is a lot of cars that they are going to have to pass. Now, they're likely going to have fresh tires. And this is a big track with a lot of areas to put your car. But that's still going to be a lot to ask. I wouldn't be surprised if at least one of them pulls it off. But I also wouldn't be surprised if our race winner is one of the 8 that stayed out.
Well, last season's Pocono winner, Gary Wellman, and he's sitting there in first, so he's got the position to do it again. We'll see if Wellman can bring it home once more at Pocono.
And they are definitely going to hope that this is the only green-white checkered attempt.
Well, have a look at that, James. Scott McClintock up into 4th. He had a podium last week. Are you looking for another podium this week?
We say it week after week. Out of nowhere, right at the end, Scott jumps up and snags a really great finish.
Well, fingers crossed for him. The green-white check has been thrown, so 3 to go. Pace car lights are off. We'll see how many crazy moves are going to be coming through from the back of the field here.
I expect 4 wide into turn 1 and turn 2 and maybe turn 3 if we survive that far.
4 wide, eh? Well, we haven't seen that yet. We've seen 3, so looks like we've already got 3 wide almost on the warm-up. Junior getting that car nice and loose, getting those tyres warmed up. He's ready to pounce. Phelps has got some ground to try and catch up on Wellman as well, back there in 13th. So, see pace car off now. Wellman and Signori going to take us to the green.
Hold on to your butt cheeks, everybody.
And we're away. So, Junior jumping out to the outside, trying to get a run down on the outside. Scott McClintock looking like he wants to come through the middle.
Oh.
Peter Matson, Signori, a little bit of a rub. Craig Roffey, there's our 4 as they come past Kim Roffey.
Peter's there. He's side by side with Wellman. Gary fight back on the outside.
And Kate Donnelly coming into pit road.
Yeah, he's got no black flag. No idea, but we're 3 wide for the lead. Here we go.
Matson, Signori, Wellman.
Oh, Peter and Sean are so close.
On board there with McClintock. In behind, you got Roffey and Barber on the fresh rubber. Barber to the inside.
Oh, this isn't going to end well.
McClintock.
Oh, Ryan, a little bit of a hip check into Scott.
Everyone.
Oh, Wellman and Sean are wide. Oh, we got cars bouncing off the outside. Peter is all alone in the
Jack and
lead.
Dean around.
Oh, and they're wrecking in the back. Meanwhile, Peter Matson all alone. Can Wellman get the run? Signore holding on, but it's gonna be Signore going around, but Matson wins at Pocono. Peter Matson getting it done.
He was celebrating the moment he crossed the line.
Peter, a fantastic run at the end.
Oh, giving them some love, Wellman and Barber.
Yeah, that was it was all one in turn 2. You saw Sean and Gary slid up a couple lanes, and Peter kept it exactly where he needed to. Held the yellow line, held all the pace, and was able to clear as all of them were struggling for grip. Look at, yeah, see Jacob going up into everyone. Not sure what on earth that was. Then you see Signore. Oh, I think
huge
a little bit.
slide.
Yeah. And that cost him a spot to Phelps and Matty Raymond. Dropped Sean all the way down to P6.
Well, hang on. Where is Peter Matson's fans? We need the chat to blow up. He's won a race and they're not here. Maybe they'll be back next week. But we'll let Peter Matson celebrate this one. It's been a long time coming for him. Alrighty, well, we'll go to a quick ad break. We'll get our drivers up into the booth and we'll have the official results in just a moment, so stay tuned.
Need reliable electrical solutions you can count on? The UES group of companies has got you covered. From electrical installations and repairs through to all your compliance and tagging requirements, United Electrical and United Essential Solutions are here to help. Whether it's commercial electrical projects or home renovations, United Electrical can help make it happen. Need to secure your investment with an automatic gate? We can be there from the start of manufacturing right through to the final installation. We even offer excavation services to reduce the need to employ multiple trades. Need to get your electrical equipment tagged to meet compliance? Our United Essential Solutions team are here to help. Appliance tagging, emergency lighting, switchboard inspections, building compliance? Look no further than United Essential. UES Group is 100% Australian owned and operated. We pride ourselves on our customer service and commitment. Visit uests.com.au or call 1-300-122-598 to learn more. Or find us on Facebook and Instagram.
Alrighty, welcome back everyone. Thanks for tuning in with us tonight for round 16 of the UES Group OzOvals V8 Supercar Series and the unofficial results here at Pocono. Peter Matson taking the win. Gary Wellman coming home in second, Ryan Barber in third. That's your podium. Ruben Phelps with the recovery from 13th back to 4th. Matty Raymond in 5th. Sean Signori in 6th. Scott McClintock in 7th. Colin Bennett 8th. Nicholas Walsh 9th. And Craig Roffey, your top 10.
And then we have Jacob Dean in 11th. Cam Rafi in 12th, Nigel Patton, Perry Anastakis, and Rick Vincent rounding out the top 15. With Kate Donnelly, Tony Rafi, Andy Barber, and Giuseppe Maiolo rounding out the field.
Alrighty, well, we'll go for a walk to the TWRS victory lane, and up in the booth coming home in third tonight, Ryan Barber. How you going?
Hey Paul, how's it going?
Yeah, not too bad. Here it's duck season apparently, so
Yeah, of course, always.
but you shot the shot on that one, and yeah, a little bit of a strategy I think from the start of the race on fuel with the old man.
Yeah, it's good. Obviously Adam was racing tonight because he has some problems with his computer, so he has one on the way, but Dad and I just decided to sit at the back there and save tyres and fuel. And when the first caution came out, we decided not to take a set. So at the end there, I had the spare set, came in, took it, and unlucky for me, I didn't get through the field. I had to come in anyway because I didn't have enough fuel for that restart, but still, good result.
Yeah, definitely. And a couple of early cautions, lap 9 and a little bit later we had a nice green flag run there as well, so yeah, that played out nice. And then yeah, unfortunate for Andy there with the connection issues and the screen, but you did the job well, and yeah, made the team proud of that one and come away with the podium, so job done on that one for you.
Yeah, thanks Paul. Yeah, I came in with no expectation really. I didn't really care where I finished, and I'm glad that I could come in with no expectation and then give it a crack. You know, I tried to strategize the first half of the race because I knew that I had to save at least 5 laps of fuel per stint, which became impossible really. So the cautions kind of did save the strategy. I feel like a lot of people wouldn't have made 2 stops, so would have been a good game of chess out there for that. But yeah, I think the whole thing with Dad's screen was a bit unfortunate. He came up with a error, and I think his screen completely froze, and then all 3 of his screens turned into one. So we'll try and figure out what that problem is, but for the most part, I just came in for some fun. I didn't know how many cars I was going to take out tonight, so whoever Pasquale in the comments is, like, didn't take any out, unfortunately, so sorry to disappoint you, but maybe next week. But yeah, overall it was a good race. I had a good time. It's good to spend time with my dad. Had my girlfriend behind me for the majority of that race, and she had her hands over her mouth freaking out, so it's good to see her experience the adrenaline that we do. But yeah, overall, I'm happy with that.
And nicely done. We'll let you have a shout out to your sponsors.
Yeah, better drag out the sponsors. First of all, I'd like to thank you, Paul, Kobe, for putting on the league. Same with James. He's always in the booth here having a good time. Shout out to Mrs. Excel Garage, RBI Trading Cards, Slugs Creek Carbies, what other? Appointment Mechanical, Sydney Pool Servicing, and then my girlfriend supporting me week in, week out for everything I do. Mum and Dad. Dad obviously been in the car. Adzi, unfortunately wasn't in the car tonight. Miss him. My grandmother up in Takura. And last of all, thanks Pasquale and Jared for cheering me on during the race in the comments.
Well, podium's one way to put the words back in those haters' mouths. But job done. Good to see you back on the podium again. And hopefully we'll have you here again in the final 2 races.
Yeah, we'll see, maybe. Yeah, it depends if I take people out or not. But anyway, I'll see you guys next week.
Alrighty, no worries. Thanks, Ryan. Over to you, James.
Yes, sir. Gary, James in the booth, you got a copy?
Yeah, James, how's things?
Well, that race really kind of flipped the script quite a bit tonight. First off, it seemed like it was going to be a heavy fuel save race. What was the strategy outlook looking like?
I think so, yeah. I mean, you never know, do you? So I always try and have a bit of strategy up my sleeve with some fuel and tyres and whatnot. So and it was a bit of a chase on at the end there, and those three guys got away a bit from me and Sean, and then I knew I had the fuel up the sleeve though for a green-white checker, so I was kind of in the back of my mind I was hoping that might have happened, and then they all had the fuel, and we was off the front for the last restart there, but Pete come through for the win, so that was a nice surprise, I guess, to see another first-time winner.
Yeah, take us through the entirety of that green-white checker, because things between you, Sean, and Peter were pretty epic to watch, not to mention all of the chaos going on in your mirror.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, you're a bit of a sitting duck, I think, off the front inside where I was there, and Pete had a good run and stuck the inside, and I was trying to wrap it around the outside and hold him off, and I felt I could have been in it. It just I didn't quite know. I think Sean pushed off a bit in turn 2. He apologised and all that. It's racing. I'm not that stressed about it, but that probably just got Pete the run he needed to hold us all off then, and he went through for the win.
And it was not a huge points haul, but you were able to get a few back on Phelps going into the last 2 races of the season. What's the outlook looking like for you?
Like I said last week, I think I've conceded there. I think he's got it wrapped up. He's done enough. He's always consistent. 4th again tonight, so I really haven't pulled any points back on him, but I'm making a habit of 2nd place, which I'm not real happy about either, so I need to try and climb that extra step on the podium. I don't know how many seconds I had this season, but that's wearing a bit thin on me, but it's all good. Like I say, stoked to see Pete get a win and hear how happy he was. That kind of makes it all worth it when you hear someone how pumped they get for a win, so good on him.
Absolutely. Well, still a good run for you tonight. Any sponsors, plugs, and shout-outs like to give before we let you go?
Yeah, congrats Ryan and Pete, especially for the win there. Just I guess the Sim Boys, Hot Toddies, Heating Installs, UES Group, which are also the series sponsors. All the other series sponsors, you guys for the broadcast. And everyone for showing up tonight. And shout out for Parry for the AI stuff. There's a bit of work in that, but there's always a bit of entertainment through the week. So keep it up, Paz. It's a bit of fun.
Absolutely. Well, we appreciate you, Gary, and hopefully we're talking to you again next week.
No worries, fellas. Take it easy. See ya.
Alrighty, well, that was Gary Wellman, 2nd place, but the man of the moment, Peter Matson, 1st place here at Pocono. How you going, Peter?
Pretty bloody good, to be honest.
I could hear the celebration already as soon as you crossed that line on the comms. So
it's a very long time between champagne drinks. So, and the quality of the field just makes it that way. So, I'm just super happy.
Yeah, definitely. And you showed quite a lot of pace when you got up towards the front there through that race. And good to battle it out with some of the best drivers here as well and come away with a win even. So it's got to be pretty happy with that one.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, previous weeks, I've always played up the top, but when we get to the end, I'm way down the bottom. So I thought I'd change tactics and just put her around at the back and work my way up. So and getting close to Ruben in that sort of last yellow, I mean, if you're close to him, you know you're close to the front. So same with Gary and Ryan. So yeah, I was just lucky, and good old Sean was coming through. He wanted the inside line, and I wasn't going to give that up. So I just feel great.
Well, you should, mate. It's a job well done and deserved, and yeah, been a while coming. So yeah, look forward to more from you. But yeah, first place here, Pocono, as we said. So we'll let you have a shout out to your sponsors and anyone at home.
Yeah, fantastic. Well, first off, I mean, it's been I've been racing for a few seasons now with the guys, and everything simulated has been amazing. Same with UES, 131 Retro, and the Team Watson setups are pretty cool, and you can't miss Burlington Motor Group either. But my sponsors are Blackview, which is my technology partners. And otherwise, thanks to all the guys that I race with every week, like they're a good bunch of blokes, and you know, 99% of them race pretty clean every single week. So it makes it the most enjoyable part of my week. So thanks, boys.
Well, thank you, and we need to get your fan club back in the chat once more. I'm sure they would have been cheering hard for you tonight.
Yeah, it would have been good. Actually, I forgot to. Obviously, the broadcast guys, you do an amazing job each week. So, thank you for your support.
Thank you, Peter, and once again, congratulations, first place there at Pocono. We'll let you go and celebrate that win.
Thanks, boys. Time to watch the replay. See you later.
No worries. Alrighty, well, James, that's another round done. 2 to go, so the countdown's on, and yeah, round 16 here at Pocono, the Tricky Triangle. It's another great race there, and definitely some happy chappies on the podium there as well.
Yeah, it was. It wasn't quite the complete barn burner like we've seen from prior Pocono races. This one was a lot more of a slow burn, but man, that ending was crazy and so cool for Peter Matson. Back-to-back first-time winners, and seeing how pumped everyone is for both of them. You know, that's what kind of makes dealing with this series and being a part of it and broadcasting. That's what makes it worthwhile.
Yeah, couldn't have said anything better there. So, shout out to our sponsors, so Everything Simulated, Team Watson Racing Setups, Burlington Motor Group, 131 Retro Radio, UES Group, our major sponsor there, Inside Lane Productions, putting on the show for us and everyone at home. And next week, I think that said Michigan, off to Michigan next week, so I didn't quite catch that when I glanced over at the screen there. Kansas, there we go. Kansas, my bad. So, Kansas round 17 next week. So, thanks again, everyone tuning in. Kobe Jordan in behind the cameras. Thanks, James, joining myself in the booth. From all of us here, I wish everyone a good week, and we'll catch you next week.
Scrape it up, and then if you want, you can make it up. Take it up, drop it back down so you shake it up. Scrape it up, and then if you want, you can make it up. Take it up, drop it back down so you shake it up. I'm always first, that's crazy. My future never been hazy. I'm gonna pop it till I drop, cause I ain't dropping Miss Daisy. I'm always first, that's crazy. My future never been hazy. I got a boast, I move like a ghost. Give them that Patrick Swayze's. All of them lost, they knew the cost. I chase them down, I'm the boss. Up in the circle, hitting that purple. If that don't work, maybe a purple. Madison High, that is the spot where I get paid every race. Sign on my checks with the big X, then get up out of my space. I'm always first, that's crazy. My future never been hazy. All of my shit, always legit, it's just what my mama gave me. I'm always first, that's crazy. My future never been hazy. Call it a win, once I begin, I'ma do it for my baby. Running back, watch out cause I'm on the attack. Passing by, it's easy, I'm not gonna lie. Running back, watch out cause I'm on the attack. Passing by, it's easy, I'm not gonna lie. I'm always first, it's crazy. My future never been hazy. I am the one, hot like the sun, winning the races that pay me. I'm always first, it's crazy. My future never been hazy. Hitting the throttle, popping the bottle, pour it on top of like gravy. It's never a cap, winning the snap, and no one got nothing to say. I'm in every place, taking every race, nobody can get in my way. Tapping the brake, first to the tape, I never knew how to die. Give all the rest, all of my best, all that it takes running dry. I'm always first, it's crazy. My future never been hazy. You think you know how this will go, don't be so goddamn hasty. I'm always first, it's crazy. My future never been hazy. I'll see you there, blood in the air, victory's gonna be tasty.